Hey guys! I know I already posted a video yesterday in 2014, so this is not my first video of 2014, but this is my first normal video of 2014. How many times can you say 2014 in a sentence? So, it's 2014. I may have mentioned this already, and I'm not really dealing with that fact. What happened to last year? And on that note, I wanted to pass on a few lessons that I learnt in 2013. Yep. That's the end of the sentence. The first lesson I learnt in 2013 is that friends are more important than almost anything. Right at the start of the year, I lost a bunch of friends, including my two best friends, and I was just completely lost. I then managed to build an awesome friendship with a new friend who is now one of my best friends, but I was very lucky that she was there at the time, because if she hadn't needed a friend at the same time as I did, that probably wouldn't have happened, and I would have been pretty much alone all year except for one friend who was ultimately going to move back to another country. I also got the opportunity to rekindle a friendship with one of the two best friends in October. I am so glad that I took that opportunity. Friends are irreplaceable. Even if you get another friend, and I'm not saying that my friends aren't equal, but even if you get another friend, it's not the same. It's like if your dog dies and you buy another dog. It's not the same dog. And I'm not comparing friends to dogs. I'm having a really hard time explaining this. But I think you get my drift. It's great to build new friendships, and they're no less valuable than old friendships. But if you have a chance to get an old friend back and you think that that friendship is going to be meaningful, take that chance. Take the chance, go and have coffee with them, and see if it works out, because having friends who you can 100% be yourself around and who know you just completely is so important to your happiness. The second lesson I learned in 2013 was to love myself. I have always had extremely low self-esteem. I spent a great deal of my adolescence and young adulthood quite depressed and just filled with self-loathing and all sorts of horrible feelings. And when I lost all my friends at the start of the year, I suddenly had nobody to rely upon except for myself. Because of this, I pretty much went down the fake it till you make it route. I just pretended that I was happy, I pretended that I liked myself, I pretended I thought I was the best thing in the whole world, and eventually, if you lie to yourself enough, you start believing it. And while in many cases this is a bad thing, I think as far as self-love is concerned, this is a really good thing. Just keep telling yourself that you're brilliant, and eventually it'll sink in. And now, for the first time in my memory, I think I'm great. I genuinely believe that I'm great. That's not to say that I'm perfect, it's not to say that I don't have flaws and I don't make mistakes and all the rest of it, but I'm a good person and I have a lot to offer, and this has allowed me to do this, to start making videos and to grow a new dream for my life. And now I have a genuine passion for something, which apart from like video games and books and stuff has never been something that I've had before. So it's very exciting. And I'm looking forward to what that will allow me to do in 2014. The final thing I want to pass on, which is not so much a lesson as a recommendation, shall we say, is that if you're looking to adopt a pet, if you want a cat or a dog or a goat or a llama or a lizard, rescue one, especially dogs and cats. Go and rescue one from a shelter. I could ramble for ages about why pets need to be rescued, but instead I'm going to talk about why you need to rescue a pet. For your own benefit, really, instead of buying one. I have two cats. I've had one cat for a few years now, who I got for free as a kitten from our neighbours because they just let their pets breed over and over and over again, which is terrible and is a whole other story. And I love her to death. She's my baby. But at the start of this year, I fostered another cat. It was not planned. I got an urgent call from a friend saying that they needed people to foster cats, otherwise they were going to get impounded and probably killed, because that's what the pound does. And so I raced over there and got handed this cat. Like, didn't even get to choose one. They just basically gave me this cat and were like, here, foster this one. He was 10 years old. He was scared. He was very scared. He didn't want to be picked up or cuddled. He'd obviously been abused or something. He'd had a rough life. He had dental disease and food allergies and flea allergies, and he was very, very high maintenance. But I fell in love with him, and I ended up adopting him after paying a whole bunch of his vet bills, because he just completely melted my heart. Watching him develop from this scared little creature into the most loving pet I have ever been around was just amazing, and it made me feel so good and so happy to have been able to fix this animal, because he was broken. He was scared and unhappy and had obviously had a terrible, terrible life, and now he lives here and he is spoiled and gets cuddles all the time and expects them all the time, and he's just absolutely lovely. Despite the fact that he's already really old and I'm probably not going to be able to have him for that long, I'm so glad that I adopted him, because he's just wonderful. So the message from this is basically, if you want to get a pet, go and rescue one. Don't buy from a breeder. Don't buy from a pet store. Go and rescue a pet from a shelter. So in 2014, I'm going to take these lessons and I'm going to focus on my friends and on myself. I'm going to continue to work on this and chase my dream. I'm not entirely sure what my dream is, something to do with entertainment. And I'm going to love my cat. So I hope you learned something from what I learned in 2013. Tell me in the comments something that you learned in 2013 that you think is really important or exciting or some other adjective. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Alrighty, Happy New Year!